In this video, we're going to be addressing trunk mobility. So this is the thoracic spine, your abdominal region as well, both the posterior and anterior chain, right? So we're going to be working through these. What you're going to need for this as well, just a few pieces of equipment. Your foam roller, this will come in handy just to do a few stretches over. Also, a yoga block can come in handy here as well. And then finally, some sort of stick. So like a dowel rod, a broomstick, anything that you have. I'll let you get them and we can get started. Okay, so first and foremost, we're gonna get down into a child's pose position. So sitting back onto your heels, all we're going to do is lay forward here and rest into this nice restorative posture. And you're just gonna take some deep inhalations into the diaphragm, into your ribs, and exhale. So this is a nice restorative posture here. You want to think about trying to deeply relax into this position. We'll take another deep inhalation and then exhale. Coming up into our Caesar position, so just the butt sitting onto the heels here, okay? And I'll just turn to my side here so you can see a little bit better. We're going to just simply work in and out of flexion and extension of the spine first, nice and slowly. So this is just getting an idea and a feeling for how the body, the spine, the trunk is feeling for the day. And breathe in and out of these positions. Really try and expand everything out. Work through that. When I'm doing the extension, I'm thinking about even bringing my neck up to the sky. And then when I tuck everything in, tuck the neck in, even think about bringing your pelvic bone under. So tuck under, think about squeezing the glutes when you're in this flexion position of the spine, right? So then we'll just go for some rotations as well, assisted stretches, rotating from left to right. Go for a few more. From there, we'll even do some side bends, so putting one hand onto the floor and then just going for a nice gentle side bend. You're gonna get this stretch into your QL and obliques, get that stretch going, and we'll just go from side to side here. Really focusing on the breath. Very good. Cool, and then from this position here, we're going to go onto all fours and we're going to go for some cat-cows. So working into extension of the spine and then pushing the floor away, tuck the pelvis under by squeezing the glutes and push the floor away into flexion. And we'll go for some reps here as well. When I'm pushing the floor away, I really think about spreading my scaps apart as well. Tuck everything in and then extend out by slowly articulating down the spine and up the spine. So go as fast or as slow as you like on this position. And this is just a really good movement to start understanding how the spine sort of segments up and down and getting familiar with the spine. Staying on all fours, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the hands out in front of us and we're going to go for a ground puppy pose, right? But we're going to go for some pulses here. So extend the arms out, elbows locked out, and we're just going to pulse up and down and feel into that thoracic region, into your lats. You're going to feel the shoulders start to open up a little bit here. I'm going to go for 10 reps in this front position first. Okay, And then we're going to go to one side. So we're going to stretch into the lat, into that side position. And same thing here, just going from left to right, right? So we'll start on whichever side you like here. Pulsing up and down. Very good. Then we'll go to the other side. Same idea. Pulsing up and down. Tenting the fingers. So you can see here, I'm sort of like tenting my fingers so I get a little bit more height in this position, okay? From that position there, we're going to go into a thread the needle stretch. So what I'm going to do, threading the needle through, I'm going to reach to one side, reach as much as I can, and then I'm going to swing back through, put my hand onto my head, squeeze my shoulder blade, and rotate out. So we're getting this nice sort of active position happening there as well. We'll go for reps here. And from here, going into our downward dog position. So if you're familiar with yoga, this is a common yoga posture. From this position, we are just going to hang out here for a second. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go for some dive bomber push-ups here, right? So some downward dog to upward dogs. So pushing the shoulders through, we're going to try and dive through into our upward facing dog position. When I do this, a common error I see people do is they're just very passive in their hips, right? So no glute activation at all, right? I really want you to squeeze your glutes and push the floor away as hard as you can, right? Really stay nice and stable in this position, nice and long in the spine, right? And then we're just going to go back to our downward dog position, right? Opening up into the shoulders there. Then we'll go again. Same idea. Push away, get that extension into the spine, feel the abs start to stretch out as well, and then through to the top. So then after we've hit some reps on our downward upward dogs, we're going to go into something called a swan hold. Okay, so we're going to hit some reps on this one, belly on the ground, facing down. We're going to look to really light up our posterior chain muscles to lengthen through our anterior chain, right? So the way we're going to do this is by squeezing our shoulder blades together first, get the back firing up, and then squeezing our glutes as well. Contract the glutes, right? So this is the position we're looking for here. We're just going to go for reps here. So breathing in, extend, and down. We'll hit reps here. And you notice on each rep that I do, I externally rotate my shoulders. So like I'm turning out, right, with the hands to externally rotate everything outwards, right? And back down. Now we're going to roll to our back, right? And we're going to start off with some tuck rolls, okay? So first of all, we'll actually start in our sort of fetal position, this tucked position, okay? And again, drawing in the knees as close to the chest as possible, even tucking the neck here, okay? You're going to use your hands to support you to tuck you in, okay? A little bit. And we're just going to hang out here for a second. We'll breathe in and exhale here, okay? So these are nice restorative postures, both the child's pose and this tuck hold position, okay? Very internally rotated position, but it's a very safe posture. These postures are very safe, right? It feels very safe for the body. The more externally rotated we are, the more room for error and risk there is for the body, right? That's the general idea anyway. So we want to start off with these more safer postures, these postures closer to the ground especially. Okay, then from here, we're just going to try and start rocking back and forth, get a little bit of momentum. You're going to get like this nice gentle massage onto your back the more you do it. Now, I'm on quite a soft surface here, but if you're on a harder surface, you'll feel this a little bit different for sure, and you'll get much more sensation happening on your back. Okay, this is the idea here. Staying nice and tucked for now. You can start to extend back behind you if you've got that available to you. But this is the main idea. And it's a nice dynamic stretch working into that back chain. So once we've done a few reps of the tuck rolls, then we're going to just tuck our legs in. We're going to go for some windshield wipers just with a bent leg for now. Left to right. We'll go around 10 to 20 reps in total just to continue warming up here. And then lastly, on our back here, we're just going to grab onto our knee, tuck it into our chest, roll it to one side, go into this diagonal glute stretch. So then what we're going to focus on here, I'm going to bring my arm out like so, right? So in this position, this sort of T position, then I'm going to use this hand on the other side, right? This arm, and I'm going to slowly rotate around, reach for that other hand, and then slowly rotate, hovering the hand off the ground into this T position again. And we'll just hit reps on each side here. Deep inhalations and exhalations. So we're going to go through 5 different exercises now, starting off with our foam roller thoracic extension. Grab your yoga block, whatever you have, any type of object just to hold on to here. This is a nice basic position for the thoracic and addressing the thoracic. This is a good starting point. We sort of progress this towards the cross bench pullover where we start to add load to this position. But the idea here is you're going to keep your elbows locked out, really addressing this extension of thoracic, right? And isolating that, right? So hands overhead, reaching back behind you and tapping the ground like so, and then coming through. And we'll just hit reps here, right? So emphasize that extension into thoracic. You might want to come down if you're getting really good range there. Excellent. You're probably already past this point. But if you are someone that's feeling really stuck at the moment, then this will be a good starting point for you, right? You can even load this position right here. Get like a dumbbell or something in your hands. Make this a loaded stretch. And just adjust if you need to on your foam roller. And we'll go for reps there. Go through 4 more different exercises, and we're going to start with something called the trunk extension. It's sort of like a reverse Nordic in a way. You're going to need some sort of object like a block or a chair or something like that, just for like a target to hit, right? Because it can be a little bit of a different movement for you if you've never sort of gone into like this sort of back bending motion where you're like going back behind you and getting the head back, traveling back behind you. This is what we're going to be doing here, right? So get like an object that you can hit, okay? I'm going to use a yoga block today, but you can use, as I said, like a chair or any type of object, right? Sofa, anything like that, just to have something behind you, okay? So I'm going to start off with the block up like so, okay? Maybe I'll hit it, maybe I won't, okay? But the idea here is we're really going to try and stretch out into this anterior chain, right? The abs are going to stretch here, your quads, hip flexors, everything, right? Chest. And the idea here is I'm going to squeeze the glutes. I'm going to go into this externally rotated position. So remember how we did like the swan hold? This is the same idea here, going into this externally rotated position, squeeze, right? And now we're going to go into this back bending position. And then through to the top. So I'll just adjust my object there because I sort of missed it. But you want to like sort of hit your head, like the back of your head onto the object, right? So again, big inhalation. And up, right? Yeah, so as long as you are hitting it, like I'm sort of hitting it with my chest, I'm going pretty deep there, right? This is the idea, right? So one more time there. Go for around like 3 to 5 reps. Externally rotate, squeeze the glutes. So glutes should be on here, right? So glutes are contracting the whole time. If I'm losing the extension in the hip, right? This is not ideal. This is not what we want. Okay, so keep that extension in the hip. Out, externally rotate. Get that back bending happening. Like so, right? So, yeah, as I said, this can be very intense for you when you're starting out. So you want to start as high as possible. If maybe your range, literally maybe like you're only going to here, right? And this is enough. Just build more tolerance in these shorter positions for now, right? Get that feeling for extending into this back bending position. Back bends, not a common thing that people do, right? Getting into these back bending positions, not a common thing for the spine to feel this, okay? So take your time on it. That's why I say have like something behind you, give you a bit more confidence in this position. Again, I'll show you. Squeeze the shoulder blades, contract the glutes, hyper extension through the hips. See, maybe you're there, right? Go a bit deeper, right? I'll remove the block now and we'll try and go all the way down to the floor. This is the idea. We want to try and get all the way flat to the floor. This is the big objective here, the big goal. So squeezing. And back up. Go one more. Get that extension. Massive, massive stretch, okay? You might need a breather after it just to recover, right? So now we've gone into this extension of the trunk, right? Extending through the spine. Now we're going to counterbalance that by doing a Jefferson curl, right? Something like a flexion of the spine. Now you can load this one up. Today I'm not going to load it up. We're just going to stand up here. Have an object, something to hold. You can use like a stick, a yoga block, again, something like that. Having a little bit of weight could definitely help, right? If you want to do that, okay? But the idea here is we want to think about, first of all, tucking the neck in, rounding so intentionally rounding our shoulders, right? I'm squeezing my glutes here. So glutes are contracting in this position. And I'm just going to slowly roll down the spine. Okay. Might hit the floor here. If you've got the range there, amazing. And you're just going to slowly work your way back up to that starting position. So it's segmenting up and down the spine, up, down the spine, right? So again, tuck the neck in, roll the shoulders forward. Really reach as well with whatever you're holding, because what that's going to do is it's going to help lengthen, right, into your lats, get more of that flexion into your posture as well. And then coming back up nice and slowly. Segmenting up with the neck coming last, right? It's this up and down like a snake. Think of your spine like a snake going up and down, right? This is what we want to do with the Jefferson curl. There are many ways to go about doing the Jefferson curl. You can do it with like the straight spine as well, right? Just like this sort of more like a straight leg deadlift in a way. But for the purpose of really addressing the trunk today, we're going for this more rounded posture. Down and up. Okay, so that is the Jefferson curl. And the third thing we're going to do is a half bridge hold. This is working towards that full back bridge position that we're looking for. Okay, this is like the ultimate expression of having that like really like a lot of access to your trunk, your spine, right? Like this is what I find to be one of the most ultimate expressions of range, right, in this position. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start by laying on the floor like so, and then from here what I want to do is go for a glute bridge. Right now, this is the starting point. What I want to try and do is shuffle forward, so you're going to like really come up onto the shoulder blades here and try and grab onto my ankles, right? Now, if you can't actually get into this position, and I forgot to mention, maybe grab like a towel or something, right? Because what you can do, you can literally like wrap a towel around your ankles, and like you might be here for now and pulling yourself in, right? To get like this more extension and closer to your ankles, right? So if that's you, grab a towel, grab something to assist you, right? A band, right? Get it like an elastic band, perfect. Okay, so half bridge position, okay, coming right up. What I'm doing here is contracting my glutes, hip extension. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together as well, right? And just gonna breathe here. And we wanna hold for minimum like 20 to 30 seconds. If we're holding this like that pretty comfortably, then we can start to progress into larger back bridge positions. We won't do that today, but in the next session, 100%. So it's a nice isometric hold here. And then you'll come down nice and slowly. And last thing we want to do to start addressing that rotation of the trunk, right? And especially the thoracic region, rotation here. Grabbing a stick, you can do this seated or seated in this Caesar position like so. We're just going to go for some nice, easy, gentle rotations with the stick, right? Really just focusing on what's happening at the thoracic region, right? Sitting down really helps you isolate this as well, so you're not rotating through the hips. We'll just go for really high reps here because it's such a low stimulus movement, but this is a really great start if you're someone who's just getting started with addressing that rotation of thoracic, getting things moving there. You can go for up to 100 reps here. Really, really nice one. You can even go for a hold here, more of an isolated hold, squeeze, breathe, try and work into that end range position, and then go to the other side. Breathe, and then go for reps again, see what you can do, right? A bit of like a contract and relax situation going on. So this is what I find to be a really good starting point for addressing that. This is a really great starting point for addressing that trunk mobility. If you did like this video, then give it a thumbs up, share it with someone that could benefit from this, that's dealing with maybe some trunk mobility issues, wants to get more mobile, especially an athlete or something like that could really benefit from this. So give it a shot.